We have 14 ports. With our rail system, with our location, we should be a big shipping capital. So the first thing we did was we made sure that the Miami was the only port right away that was ready for the expansion to 50-plus feet for the Panama Canal. So we made sure that we had the final dollars we needed for that. But we're sitting down with all the other ports to have a long-term plan to get our state ready to make sure we're the shipping capital of the country. So we need to get the free trade agreements signed with Korea, Colombia, and Panama. So I've spent I've spent time with individuals from each of those countries. Our delegation knows our position in Florida, that we want all three of them signed as quickly as we can get them signed, or I guess ratified. You look at the Panama one as an example. It's pretty one-sided. It's mostly helping us. And you look at the Colombia Free Trade, again, it's mostly going to help us, especially our ag community. It's going to help us a lot because what's happened is even though our trade has grown with Colombia, we've lost a lot of the ag sales. They've gone to Argentina rather than to Florida. So our Florida delegation is very supportive. They're pushing to get all three signed as quickly as they can. When I was at the Governors Association meeting in D.C. last month, we talked about it with President Obama. And we talked yesterday about possibly getting a lot of governors together to help push this. I'm going to be very supportive of that. One thing that the governors, I personally believe in, not just because I'm a governor, but I believe the big changes in this country are going to come at the state level. And you're starting to see governors that have the same issues, whether it's Medicaid or whether it's the health care reform or anything like that, working in concert now to try to get changes made. And this is a big one for a lot of states. So I'm very optimistic. Everything I'm being told that it's going to get done. But we're not going to rest until it happens. But it's for those three countries and for Florida, and for the Americans, it's a big deal. It has a big impact. It'll have a significant impact on Florida and jobs here. No different than whether you're looking at the free trade or you're looking at our ports. You can just see the number of jobs that will happen in Florida because of these things.
International trade is not something that most people wake up every day thinking about. And so what help do you need from all of us who have come from all parts of Florida, from almost every different industry, and we want to make your agenda successful, which is the same as the Chambers on International. So what help do you need from us to make this session a success and move the ball down the road?
Call us and tell us who we ought to be contacting and who we ought to be trying to create a relationship with. If one thing you have the opportunity as governor is people take your phone call, and you have the ability to solve problems if you'll do it. And so if you'll give us ideas who we ought to call, if you know people that are having issues of doing business in the state of Florida, if you know of opportunities that our companies ought to be talking to overseas, we'll follow up on them. If you believe it's a logical process to help organize a group of people to go overseas, we'll do it. We're very focused on these things. And so everybody in this room has ideas, and we're here to, we like working, all of us do. And we'll deal with them. So that's the biggest thing is, and then if you think that we can do things better, tell us. I mean, we want to succeed. I'm not too worried. One thing in this job, there's plenty of criticism, so you have to get used to that. So I'm more interested in, at the end of whether I'm in office 4 or 8 years, that at the end I can sit back and say that we really accomplished something. And the biggest we know that we can be the winner in international trade if we just have more focus than anybody else. So what I hope comes out of this meeting is there more relationships are built, more trade happens with Florida, and if there's anything my office can do that everybody understands that if you call any of us, we will do everything we can to make things happen. Because what we want to be the state that people want to build jobs and build companies.